We're gonna try this video again. Hey. Welcome. Come in. So today is supposed to be my version of part 2. Well, today was supposed to be where I was supposed to put part 2 up of my testimony. But we're gonna do a little insert here real quick because I want to go ahead and tell something, and then I want to go ahead and make something abundantly clear, and then we'll get back to the testimony because I know I left you guys on a cliffhanger. But when you deal with people who always have you under their thumb and try to rule by an iron fist, try to rule by control, try to rule by fear, try to rule by basically exerting dominance over you for things that are a necessity. At some point, child, hold on, I had to take a break real quick. Look at this. Don't it look like Bigfoot then came through? I'm trying to figure out if that's my brother's footprints. Bigfoot then came through. But today I kind of had like enough of certain stuff. I've been had enough of certain things. I'm a pretty. It takes me a while, should I say. I'll put it to you like this. Because good qualities and good character really kind of speaks for itself. So I'll put it to you like this. It takes me a while to get to buck back type of phase. It takes me a while to buck back. I can take a couple of blows. I can take some brunts. I could take a lot, really, quite frankly. Before I start to say something. And by the time I usually say something, the thing about it is you want to make sure, and I mean, for me at this point, is I get my message across in the most appropriate, proper way without it being disrespectful necessarily. But sometimes in life, you gotta show up and you gotta show out. The one thing and one theme that has been running concurrent, and I'm gonna have to go back in the garage, it's cold. Jesus. That has been running concurrent in my life is the fact that people want to have a sense of control. So for me to buck back and bite back, you know what I'm saying? I have to really think about those things. I have to really think about, how is this going to affect me? How is this going to affect my kids? I think about the consequences of actions. And a lot of just my children, a lot of circumstance, a whole lot of is what stops me from saying things, It's not even really fear of the person. It's not fear of whatever. It's just when you are in a position to be able to tell a person, excuse my language, kiss my fucking ass, you're tripping. You out of line, you out of order, and you can back your shit up by being able to make sure that you can appropriately and properly separate yourself from those type of individuals. That's a different whole story. But when you are in a much difficult and chaotic circumstance, it's like you try to do what's best because you know that the bigger picture of it all is your children or whatever it is. To anybody in any type of situation is very similar to mine, because we are all in a system that is based off of control. A lot of people suffer with control, fear, law, whatever, scarcity, loss, mindset, all of those things. And so a lot of the times we don't really do what we really want to do, or we don't go for what we really want to go for, or strive for what we want to strive for because of fear of, or fear this, or whatever. And for me, it's because I try to compose myself the best way I can for myself, for my children, for other people, for my integrity, for multitude of reasons. You know, I have a lot of reasons to not handle anger the way that other people handle anger, or could handle anger, because I have more than just myself to think about. I'm a leader. To some, I could be a role model. Some, I'm a friend. Some people know me and they don't think, you know, very highly of me, and that's fine. But overall, I try to do my best because I'm a child of God, and I want to make sure that, you know, my behavior and my mannerisms and everything is in alignment with, you know, we're not striving for perfection because ain't nobody perfect but God. And in addition to that, until I shed this skin and evolved on over to the other side, you know, I'm still gonna be, I'm still gonna sin, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, but I have my kids, like, I think about the consequences as far as, like, they go past me. And I'm glad I started to at least do that, because beforehand, I'll pop off. And so for that, I'll bite my tongue. Because with that also being said, some battles are just not worth fighting, you know, at the cost of your peace or your children or your livelihood or your home or whatever it is. Some things are just not worth it. Some things, until you get to that position where you can kind of tell a person to just kind of like kiss your ass, you know, I don't want to deal with this, you know. In an instance, like, best way I can describe it at this moment, considering I'm tired, but yeah, but the good thing about me is, even with nothing, I'm still not going to let nobody walk over me. I'm just not. I am not. I'm not. So, today, I'll say, I had two occurrences. You know, my 4-year-old daughter is going crazy. She's having, you know, I'm tired when I'm done. She's having a normal 4-year-old emotional moment today, and then I've been having it on my middle child the most, and my oldest child I haven't. You know, we talk pretty often, and so we have to, you know, we haven't had a come to Jesus moment as of today. So, anyways, I'm back at my mom's place, and I'm staying here, and of course the father of my children stay here as well. He stays down here in this basement part where you can see. I stay upstairs, and today me and my mom were at odds together. And to be quite frank with you, it was really my fault. Like, you know, it's my fault. It's something completely avoidable. But So I take full accountability and responsibility for it. But it shouldn't have been something that was... It should have been something that between two grown people and two grown women should have been talked about. Really, quite. One thing about me and Two for sure is when I mess up or I make a mistake or something is like, you know, you can kind of do it out without making already uncomfortable circumstances even more uncomfortable. If I play a part, I have no problem in taking ownership of that. But it's really difficult to deal with that when you're dealing with people who don't see you, don't know you, and only choose to put a box on you and feel like they do. It just is what it is. And when you get to a certain point in your human evolution, you'll understand that those type of battles really aren't to be fought by you. Like, what can I do? You know, you'll find out in due time. Or never. It's not really my concern. But so yeah, anyway, so she's really upset. She had a valid reason to be upset with me. And, you know, when she addressed it to me, she was very upset. And that's cool. Human reaction. But she was very distasteful in a sense where she was talking to me in a way that's not as disrespectful, y'all. Just disrespectful in front of my kids. And that's my issue with the adults in this house. When you have an issue with me or any adult, because it's been a lifetime thing, address me. Privately or however you want to do it. But just be mindful that there's kids around and that I'm those kids' mothers. And when an adult, especially one of a mother figure that gets really comfortable disrespecting you in front of your children, then what do you think that tells the kids about how they can treat you? And I brought that up to her. And she made a comment, like, still to her point. And I'm like, okay, I mean, listen, I hear what you're saying. But see, now, I have to go back and forth with myself when it comes, you know, when I'm talking to God about stuff like that. Like, see, I hear what you're saying. You have a valid point. But see, listen, ma'am, my children are around. Like, pull me to the side. I don't feel like you don't need audiences. A lot of people tend to address me with an audience, or they like to get a show, or I'm such a fucking grown woman that I don't necessarily need that. I don't have to tear down your character to other people, because your behaviors and actions gonna do that. It's indicative of his own self. And so then, you know, we have the father of my kids, and since I've been here, he's been extremely, like, I haven't said anything. This is probably actually one of the first times that I'll say something. He's been extremely, like, disrespectful. He's wished death on me. He's talked about me. He said little slight comments in front of the kids. He's just been outright nasty every chance he gets. And, you know, at first it was kind of off-putting, because I was like, well, what's going on? Why are you being this way? You know, because I don't really fucking bother you. I don't actually bother none of y'all. Quite frankly, if I had it my way, I wouldn't talk to none of you guys. My oldest child just recently said, Mom, you like to post videos, do your business, mind your business, and talk to your kids. And I thought it was so funny and hilarious, but he was right. I mind my business extremely well. But you have a man that's living here that hasn't gotten over wounds of things that happened when he was in his 30s, because I'm 35 now. So when we got together, I was in my early 20s. I wasn't even 25, and he was 35. And he harbors onto resentment for things that I did in my early 20s. And he was in his 30s. And then has the audacity, guys, if nothing else, to try to judge. Today, between it being like 4 inches of snow, my nose keeps running, my neck hurt, I'm tired. Okay. I'm gonna have to address both of these individuals today, but I'm gonna address him first. And I had to sit here and, like, for me, I don't do the back and forth game. We're not doing that. You know, I could throw darts for days, but we're talking about individuals that don't know anything about me, that think they know me. And I just flat out had to tell them, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about me. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this up on my page. So let me make sure I don't use any too much cussing. I do not care what people in the physical world, in the earthly atmosphere, the body we will leave behind, when it's time for our soul to permanently rest, or whatever, view me as. You can label me as anything. You could define me as all my past mistakes and traumas. And I have a lot of them. You can stereotype me. You can call me this. You can call me that. You can call me this. You can even project on me for the things that I know 100% isn't true about me, has never been true about me. And I don't give a rat's patootie. Do I want to, of course, make sure that I have people that, you know, I uphold, or what, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know, nobody wants anybody to not like them. But when we start talking about you judging me and you thinking that you are God and you're able to, the last time that I checked, my judge and my juror is my creator. None of y'all created me. Not near one of you. And the last time I checked, he said that I was made in his likeness and his image, and that I was made as a masterpiece. So why do anybody on this God's great earth think that yes, we care about opinions, we care about this. You want people to love and like you. You want people to have an understanding and clarity of who you really are versus what they perceive. But I'm not in the business of explaining myself. And I furthermore cannot overemphasize how much, if you have a point of view or perspective or judgment about me, I don't give a fuck. That is yours. It is yours to have. It is not mine. You can pull up a fact from 1992 and it could be real or not. I don't care. You can try to belittle me with the things that I've done. I'm on YouTube telling my story. I'm going to tell it to the world before you do. And if I don't give a damn. If it's true, I'll tell them. If it's not, it's not. But I will refuse to let anybody define me based off of things that I've done. Because he without sin cast the first stone. I'll wait. I'll wait. Shut the hell up sometimes. And the fact that you think you can even shame me for things that I repented for and spoke to my God about. The fact that people think that you should take accountability and answer to them. Who the fuck are you? on a snow day with a runny nose and I'm cold. This will be my video that I'm going to put up. But I said this as a friendly reminder. We have to remember the only judge is God. It's God. You didn't create me. And half the things that you judge people about, you're not even willing to help or fix. So that makes it gossip. A lot of what you're saying about other people, in a sense, as far as when you're talking about people behind their backs and spreading rumors and you don't even know that person, is indicative of your character. So be careful what you say. I'm going to blow my nose, shake on my child, think about doing my next part of my testimony today, but I just had to put that out there because this world is just so built on control and fear. And let me just tell you something. With a rebellious spirit like mine, that's not going to work. You're not going to beat me into submission. You're not going to. You're not going to bring up anything I ever did in the past, true or not, to try to sit here and make me feel bad. Because he already knows. So what do I care about your opinion for? Like, the audacity of y'all to think that you are deserving of certain things as far as explanations, accountability, like as if you're God and that things have to be proven to you. You guys have life messed up. And because this has to go on YouTube, I'm putting it nicely. But I gotta go, gotta blow my nose. I love you. See you next video.